Hi, this is Lawrence City Councilor Marc Laplante, and welcome to Lawrence City Council Marc Laplante Reports for the May 25th, 2012 edition. We're featuring this week a number of different topics. One, Farmer Dave Dumourant's Community Sustainable Agriculture Initiative in the City of Lawrence. He's known as Farmer Dave. Two, we had a fantastic Earth Day festivities that have taken place throughout the city back in April. Number three, we're going to be dealing with some of the odors that we may have observed from the Shawsheen River and what's being done there. And four, Little League opening day has taken place throughout the city, and I'm featuring the South Lawrence East Little League. Every April in Lawrence, we celebrate Earth Day, and this year, Earth Day took place, and a number of different locations were helped cleaned. There are hundreds of volunteers that helped participate in activities to try to make our city look much better. Watch and see what kind of activities and who was involved in some of those Earth Day activities.
Comcast has actually been in Lawrence now. This is our third year running. First year we had about 400 volunteers. Last year we had 845 volunteers. So this year we're targeting about 1,000 volunteers to work with Groundwork Lawrence to fan out across the city about 25 sites where we'll have folks beautifying, planting, cleaning, and just having an all-around good time. Comcast does this nationwide. This is year 11 for us for Comcast Cares Day. So across the nation, everyone is out today in green, cleaning up and beautifying.
And at the Common, I notice a lot of the workers are here from Comcast for volunteering their time. What's the goal here at the Common itself?
The goal here is to improve the plantings at the Frost Fountain by doing probably over 200 shrubs. And then we're also going to plant 26 trees.
Norm Fahey.
And Norm, who do you work for?
I work for Comcast right here in Lawrence, Mass.
What do you do for them?
I'm the Technical Operations Supervisor for the City of Lawrence, Mass.
And how did you get roped in to be captain?
Well, I got involved with Comcast Cares Day about 10 years ago. We had no idea what we were doing, but it worked out pretty good, and I've been involved ever since. So I've got some experience, so they let me take a crew. Comcast buys what we have to. We do get a lot of people who bring their own equipment. Groundworks Lawrence has been great about helping us. They've been providing a lot of equipment. So we get it, beg, borrow, and steal, but we get it.
Including the mulch?
The mulch we get donated. As a matter of fact, I think it was O'Mahony right around the corner.
Nice.
Wonderful folks.
Good.
The donuts are donated in the morning. The pizzas are donated in the afternoon. There's some terrific people in this community. I want to see this playground be a real nice place for the kids to play, and we want that skating rink, that hockey rink, to be a real show place because you don't see many of those around. Lawrence is one of the few areas that has a terrific rink like that.
This is Costello Park, and we're going to be putting in a garden here. So what we're doing right now is building the fence line. We're going to fence this whole area off. Then we're going to put in beds afterwards. But for right now, we're just putting in the post for the fence line. So we're just digging holes about 3 feet down, putting in the posts, and then filling them back up with dirt and gravel to make sure they're all in there.
Who are going to be the people that are going to be able to take advantage of this?
Well, members from the community, South Lawrence, especially people around here in this neighborhood, in Costello Park, and anyone who is interested in gardening, especially in South Lawrence. We're going to build beds made out of wattle, which is like used at construction sites to keep down erosion. Okay. So they're going to be slightly raised beds about a foot up. Yeah. And then we're basically going to ask them how much space they want to grow in there. Okay. And then we'll go from there. It's more kind of do-it-yourself at this garden.
Every springtime, South Lawrence East and the rest of the areas in our city celebrate opening day. South Lawrence East baseball is featured in our next piece. Watch and listen.
Okay, George Herman. So you're the president of South Lawrence East Little League. How many years have you been the president?
4 years now.
And how would you describe today's events?
Good. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. We had a lot of chaos in the beginning with pitches, but it worked out.
Now, what's the best part of opening day?
Just seeing the kids play. You know, we call them up for raffles, they win prizes, and then we have our scrimmage games, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
How long's the season?
Season goes until the first week of July, and that's playoffs.
And how do you measure, as the league president, how do you measure success?
By the kids' smiles and coming back the following year.
What was the best part of opening day today?
It was probably the game because we had a great game.
And what happened during the game?
I got a double, an RBI, and we won 6-1.
What position did you play today?
Shortstop and center field.
Did you? And of all those positions, what's your favorite?
Probably shortstop.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been playing baseball?
3 or 4 years.
Yeah, my choice. 3 years. Who's your favorite coach?
Probably you.
Ah, nice answer. And what's the best part of playing baseball?
It's just fun. You get some time off from just sitting around, and you get to exercise.
Today's opening day. By the end of the year, what do you expect to see as far as progress is from each of the kids?
Them to learn what it is to actually be a team, playing together in a structured environment, learning, getting to know new friends, getting to know new competition, having fun in school, being able to, learn together and grow together. And as I said, it's a structured environment. It keeps them off the streets, has them do things where they're not just depending on what they can do. It's what their team can do and them making each other better.
Next up, I interview AECom's Joe Bocadero, who is talking to us about the odor issues that you may have observed near the Shawsheen River alongside the South Florence East School. Watch and hear what Joe has to say with regard to the problems that we're facing there and some of the solutions to those problems.
And the federal EPA, and it's put a lot of pressure on the city to take some action. And whenever the regulators are involved, they require a systematic investigation of the system, and that's been done over the last several months. And that investigation has led to a number of sources of contamination. And through the course of the investigation, we've been noticing that the pipe is in very bad shape. The pipe that carries the stormwater, as well as the pipe that carries the wastewater. And the investigation has also revealed a number of other locations where contamination was found and has been addressed. So we're rounding the bend on the problem. We're closer to a solution than we've been, and the investigation is kind of centered on some of the piping that's near Keynes Field and Cambridge Street. So those other sources that I mentioned have been addressed, and now there's some unaddressed sources in the piping itself, the old dilapidated piping that I was mentioning before that is left to be addressed. Well, the odor issue is caused because the poor shape that the sewer pipe is in is letting wastewater escape and get into the storm drain system. So on occasion, there's wastewater that's getting into the storm drain system. The sampling is uncovering some bacteria, but it's an intermittent problem, and that's one of the things that has been so difficult about trying to solve this, is that one day the outfall is clean and pristine, and the city crews have observed small little fish that swim up the waterway leading to the Shawsheen. Another day it's contaminated. So on those days when there is observation of cloudy flow and the appearance of contamination, when samples are taken, it's bacteria that is high, as well as some other parameters that are typically found in wastewater.
Talk to me a little bit about either precautionary measures we should be taking as a city with respect to people's either being in that area.
Well, there's some signs up now, I believe, that are cautioning the public to be careful in the area and stay. Don't play in the water there, or try to capture the fish or anything that you see until the problem is completely solved there. I think just as a precaution and as a safety measure, I think it's okay to walk near the area. That part is fine from a water quality standpoint, but the closer you get to the outfall there, more diligence and the more careful the public should be. And that's just a precaution. I think at the end of the day, I don't think the contamination levels are that high that are going to cause an extreme problem, but just to be safe, I think that it would be best if the public can observe the area and the general appearance of the area, but I wouldn't touch the water at all. Well, in the last few months, there's been a lot of activity there. There's been some excavation in the street at the intersection of Osgood and East Cambridge that has addressed part of the problem. But the 600 feet of pipe that I mentioned before still remains, that's in bad shape. And Hopefully, beginning next year, there will be some, I should say the next fiscal year, beginning over the summer and beyond, there'll be some additional activity that will be noticed, excavation work and so on. But I want to stress it's contingent on funding.
Farmer Dave is an institution in the city of Lawrence. He's got agricultural operations in Tewksbury and in Dracut, but he has been making an impact in the city of Lawrence. Watch here as I interview Farmer Dave and some of his operations and how it's impacting Lawrence residents. Hi, today I'm with Farmer Dave Dumares, famous for Farmer Dave's in Dracut. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So the reason why you're here at this neighborhood association was to talk about a little bit about your activities internationally. But before we get to that, I want you to talk a little bit about your involvement in farming as it relates to the city of Lawrence.
Sure. I've been farming in Massachusetts on my own, as my own business, for about 14, 15 years. I've been doing the Lawrence Farmers Market for about the past 10 years. And I also have a CSA program, Community Supported Agriculture. And I've been offering that here in Lawrence for the past 5 years. I actually started it here in Lawrence with 62 families. And last year I think we had close to 150 families. So it's really grown quite a bit. And the members are loving the food. They get a box of food every week, all summer long. And now we're expanding it to the late fall and to the spring. So we're offering it now starting mid-March till the middle of December. So for 39 weeks of the year, people are getting great food. We grow a very wide array of fruits and vegetables, from sweet corn to potatoes, carrots, beets, radishes, lettuce, spinach, kales, collards, cucumbers, eggplant, peppers of many different sizes, shapes, and varieties. Sweet potatoes, celery, garlic, onions, a whole bunch of different herbs, chives, parsley, basil. Fruit also. We just seeded a whole bunch of melons, cantaloupe, watermelon. We also have in our fruit share peaches, nectarines, plums, many different varieties of apples, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries.
Okay. And just for one share, what are we looking at for a cost?
On the small share, it's about $430, I believe, for the summer share.
And are you partnering with any organizations in Lawrence?
Yeah, Groundwork Lawrence. I've been working with them on this for about the past 5 years. One of their main missions is to get good, healthy food here into the mouths of the people in Lawrence. There's a lot of poor health people, and having good food can go a long way to improving your health. I was working in the Republic of Georgia, which sits just south of Russia and north of Iran and Turkey, working there for about 4 months this past winter, doing a very intensive training program, teaching people how to grow vegetables in the winter months in heated and unheated greenhouses to reduce the amount of food imports into that country and create more of a local food system. There's very high unemployment there, and this was also designed to bolster the economy and create jobs.